The second round of the SRT Viper Cup, presented by Pennzoil Ultra, unfolded at the daunting Road Atlanta track. It's a track where downforce is everything, and the aero package on the ACR-X came into huge play. At the start with the inverted lineup, it was Eric Galerin leading the field away, but very quickly, it was defending series champion and round one winner, Ben Keating, coming to the front and hanging on for his second consecutive win. David Pintarik, in his first weekend of racing in the series, finished second, and the young phenom LP Montour completed the podium. We're now at Road America. This is the SRT Viper Cup. Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm Greg Kramer, and welcome to Road America for round 3 of the SRT Viper Cup. Tom Natchew is working trackside, and if there was a venue that could make the ACR-X Viper drool, this would be the one. And there is a guy who's drooling. You know, that's absolute. Jeff Courtney just lives a few miles away, got the opportunity from Ben Keating to drive the second car, couldn't say no, so he returns to the field. We've got a stellar lineup coming at you for this third round of the championship. The Dodge Challenger leads him out. Here's the qualifying order. Ben Keating, another pole as he goes for his third straight win. Dave Pintarik, who's won national championships here at this track, sits second. Young LP Montour, great qualifying effort inside of the second row. Jeff Courtney, boy, he hasn't lost any pace outside of row 2. Inside of row 3, one of our celebrity drivers ran in 2010, Richie Hearn, the IndyCar driver, and Ralph Gilles returns with a great qualifying effort in 6th. Then we have Jim Booth in the McDonald's machine. Inside of that 4th row, Dave Mazik alongside as well. Then we go to Todd Nelson, who is having a successful run here so far in the championship. Alongside him is Mark Montour. Then back in the 11th spot, it is Trevor Nelson. He will be joined by the veteran Kurt Solberger, who's going to be putting together just an amazing couple of years already, and another one in the works. And in the final row, it is Darren Prescott, our other celebrity driver, an actor and stunt coordinator extraordinaire, and Dave Decker completes the field. And the grid is now set. The cars have assumed their positions. As always, a standing start in the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra. And we are about to get going. You can see the back of the field starts with a slight incline. That's brutal on clutches. You've got to get your timing just right. When the red wheel and lights go out, we go racing. Round 3 about to unfold. Keating, a great start. Oh, at the back, a couple of drivers, Decker, Prescott, and also Solberger, really lighting him up and just sitting there as he did a burnout. And look at LP Montour taking a... Well, he thought about it anyway on Pintarik, but he had to move over and defend from an also quick-starting Jeff Courtney, and now we've already got a huge battle unfolding as we're on board with Richie Hearn in 5th place, and look at the move he has made up through the pack. That is Ralph Gilles right behind him, and a big move there down to the inside by Jim Booth in the McDonald's car, but look at Hearn getting the run on Courtney. Boy, did he get a great launch this opening lap. He is hooked up, but Courtney's still there. Take a look in that upper right-hand side of your screen, that rear-view mirror shot. You can see Courtney just to his left. Can Hearn out? No. Courtney out-deeps him on the brakes. Meanwhile, Keating shuts the door on Pintarik as they head out of turn 5 and climb up toward turn 6. Tricky braking zone right here. Brake too soon, you're very slow, but brake a millisecond too late, you're in the pea gravel on the exit. And then through this corner, a very fast blind follow-away sweeper, negative camber. You can see right there Montour dropping the tires a little bit. Down into turn 8, and Keating now has himself a little bit of breathing room, about 2 car lengths over Pintarik. National champion here in 2010, second in 2011 in a Viper in the SCCA competition. This is the carousel. You can see Pintarik, a little different line through there than Keating. As they exit, Pintarik dropping the left rear corner. He's off. Is he gonna? No, he can't save it. And he's hit. He's gone over. He is rolling. And let's see, we're on board. We're gonna go back now. This is a live shot of Trevor Nelson at the exit of the carousel, and a couple more cars basically just trying to avoid the debris field. Boy, a huge moment there. I think Todd Nelson, one of the drivers involved in that one as well. There is the number 18. Yep, there's Todd. And he's trying to get moving again. You can see that he was right up against the car of Pintarik, and his left front corner is broken, so he may have got into Pintarik's car. And right away, the officials have red flagged this one simply for the debris cleanup, let alone taking care of getting Pintarik and that car situated. So the Challenger back out on track, and they're basically just going to bring the cars up, stop them on the grid in race order, and that'll give all of the emergency crews and the like the opportunity to get out on a track without cars running to get that incident cleaned up. and get us back to racing. And obviously that's what we want to do. Boy, early in the going, cold tires, trying to run to the front, and it was a big moment. We'll come back, try and get to the bottom of it, have a look at some replays, see if we can't sort it out. Stay with us. Still under a red flag here at this third round of the SRT Viper Cup, presented by Pennzoil Ultra at Road America. Third round of the championship. Cars stopped on the front straight. A few of them have the doors open. You can see the heat haze coming off of those V10 ovens that are in the front of these remarkable machines. And we are still on pause at this point. You can see the red flag off to your right at the starter stand. And we're just sorting this one out. Let's go back and take a look here. We are right now riding on board at this point. You can see Pintark loses it right there and starts to tumble. There were 2, there's 3, 4, and 5 times that he went over in that one. It was huge. Another look at it, he just drops the left side, and of course what often happens is you just get it speared, come across, got that concrete barrier to the right, and it started the car, launched it, and over he went at this point. And you can see there's debris everywhere, but of course the debris takes energy with it, and this is why you want to race a Viper, folks. Look at that. He's out of the car, sitting on the wall, chatting with one of the emergency workers, and also having a chat there with Todd Nelson. And Dave Mazik on board here. Watch this, as right there, that is Nelson coming up. Didn't realize what was unfolding, blinded by Mazik up front, went for the pass. Both of them shot off the track, and unfortunately for Nelson, he ended up getting in to Pintark's machine. Here's the look from his car. Round he goes, there's Mazik, and there was the contact, and that's what broke that left front corner on Nelson's car. And there you take a look at Pintark's car, and you can see the damage, but you can also see the pieces that came off it, took energy with it. The driver's cell incredibly strong. And Pintark, this is standard procedure, folks. Anytime there's contact, let alone with a rollover, you always escort the driver to the medical center for a quick look and check over. And I'll tell you, it is awfully good to be running and racing a Viper. They are sturdy, they protect their drivers incredibly well, as you saw. Now the cars are all parked. We'll be able to get racing as soon as that debris field is cleaned up. But one of our celebrity drivers is Darren Prescott, a great actor, an amazing stunt coordinator, and he's certainly used to the big adrenaline rush, but he told us earlier this takes it to a whole new level.
Coming from a stunt background, this experience is completely, it's amazing. It's an eye-opener. Massive, massive respect for the guys out here who drive professionally. It's so night and day from what we do. The speeds are, you know, twice as much easily, and the handling is, you know, the cars are incredible. The SRT Viper is a monster. It's so much nicer than anything we usually get to drive on set. We're usually stuck in a 1970 Crown Vic that's been hit 12 times and the wheels are falling off and you have to keep your foot in it or it's going to stall. And it's so fun to be in a car of this caliber, and to go around this track at Road America with these guys, it's just an honor. It's amazing.
You know, he's an immensely talented person, certainly in his field, and what I love is when you hear drivers that come into this celebrity program who are not racers and from a different discipline all say that the talent and what they're experiencing is just unbelievable. This tells you a lot about it. And you can see we're getting ready for a restart. So we're going to step away for a minute. We'll be right back. We're getting ready for green flag action here at this third round of the SRT Viper Cup, presented by Pennzoil Ultra at Road America. The field coming up for the green. This is a rolling start this time, and it flies. We are underway with this third round. And you can see how steep that hill is. They're not even in view yet. Here they come. Keating, chased by young LP Montour. Montour taking a look to the right of your screen. That's trying to set up for the outside around turn one. Keating defending Montour, not quite able to get close enough, and splits the two ViperExchange.com machines. Settles into that second spot. Courtney in third. And you can see Richie Hearn, a great launch, sitting there in the 4th spot with Ralph Gilles in that red SRT Motorsports machine, sitting in the 5th spot. That's the exit of turn 3. Onto the part of the track called the Moraine Sweep. You climb out of 3. This is absolutely flat out. And Hearn, boy, he backed off for a second there. You could actually see him. He had to shift down and then shift up again. He looked over. I think that's going to be Gilles coming by. Hearn realized that he didn't get out of turn 3 very well, backed out of it to let Gilles go by clean. Now Hearn back on it, so whatever it was, maybe he just missed a shift or spun the tires up, but he's back on it, and now chasing, unfortunately, Gilles as he has slipped back into that 5th spot. And boy, Ralph Gilles wasting no time, closing up quickly on Courtney in front. That's that shot into turn 7, and you can see it falls away, blind approach, that off camber, and it's all on faith and grip, and that's what you want here. And I'm telling you, these drivers are so fortunate they're running on Michelin tires, because this turn and the next turn, the kink in turn 1, long duration, high-speed corners, and you need grip and you need confidence, and they've got it for sure with these tires. And Keating putting it to great use. Look at the margin. He started to open up already over Montour. Here's the kink. And I'll tell you, that green Armco on that outside, always calling your name when you come whistling through there. And again, confidence huge at this place. Hearn looks like he may have his back as he's right back up onto that right rear corner panel of Gilles. This is in the Canada corner, turn 12. Tightest turn on the track. Grab the throttle here. This is up and into 13. This is the Billy Mitchell turn. Used to be a bridge there and it was totally blind. Now a little bit better visibility, but you want to even use that access road on the exit. And Montour closed it up. He got a great run through the kink down through 12 and 13, as now we hop on board with Ralph Gilles looking back at Richie Hearn after that little bobble now. Hearn trying to take another run at him, come up and see what he can do in the Pennzoil Ultra Viper, and he's looking to the inside. You're on the onboard as well, watching right here, and that's why he had, oh, a bump right there. Gilles trying to get around the outside of Courtney, and they touched. And Hearn trying to sweep the outside now. Little loss of momentum for Ralph Gilles, trying to run with Courtney. Hearn thought, well, maybe I could take advantage of it. Not quite, has to tuck back in. Courtney a little wide on the exit, and Hearn, boy, did he get a run out of 3 this time, got alongside of Gilles. That made Gilles tighten up the exit, and he couldn't quite keep the momentum alive, but this racing's so close. Hearn gets up behind Courtney. He's got to breathe out of it. That light little bit loss of momentum, even with these big V10s, he has to drop back in behind Gilles, who really got a nice late turn in through 5, and that's allowing him to get a little bit of a run on Courtney again. I'll tell you, very impressive here in his return to the championship. Ralph Gilles once again showing he's not only an amazing driver, when we talked to him earlier, he proved to be a big tease.
Well, the 2013 Viper is really the result of careful evolution. I mean, you could take something like the Viper and really screw it up, and we believe the Viper's an icon. It's a little cocky thing to say that your own car is an icon, but like the Wrangler, like the 911, like a few cars that come around once in a while, it achieves a certain status and a certain respect that people get it. They know what it's all about, and they don't want it to change. But at the same time, you got to get with the program and kind of advance the vehicle and get it as good as it can be. That's exactly what we've done with the Viper. We've taken the best parts of the historic styling and some things we've always wanted to do, smooth the body out, made it sexier than ever, really improved the rigidity of the vehicle, the functionality, the technology, got the weight out, got the power up. Everything we've ever been told people wanted to fix, we tried to fix. On top of that, make it still unique unto itself. So I think the 2013 Viper will be one of those cars that people talk about for years to come.
I think I speak on behalf of any motoring enthusiast globally. I want one. Wow, is that a great looking car. Can't wait for that. Anyway, back to some great racing as well in the current ACR-X, the competition version of the beautiful Viper, and Jeff Courtney hanging on to 3rd, but Ralph Gilles, that was a huge late braking move down into Canada corner. That's at the end of the fastest part of the track. This track eats brakes. It's diabolical on brakes, and this SRT braking system up to the task. Man, did he go deep and no fade. And that's just impressive. Boy, Richie Hearn, that car is just skating around. He is on the edge. And as we watch the acceleration up the hill, oh, Hearn, something has gone amiss. He's slowed way down, and he did have an issue, you know, coming out of turn 3 earlier. We saw him back off a little bit, and he just made the right-hand turn right into pit lane. And with this being a sprint race, that's going to put paid to any hopes for a competitive finish for Richie Hearn. Takes the pressure off Courtney. But for Ralph Gilles, that may not be great news, as Courtney now unleashed to be able to go after him without worrying about this guy coming after him. We'll be back. One of the many famous crossover bridges here at Road America, the Johnsonville-Brott Speedville Bridge. It's round 3 of the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra. And Ben Keating is making it his own, going for his 3rd consecutive win. And of course, a remarkable run in the last 2 years on his way to a championship last year. 7 wins coming into this race here in his career in the SRT Viper Cup, and he's been able to gap young LP Montour just a little bit, using up all the road at the exit of 1. Deceptively fast corner. You only just give it some brake, down a gear, maybe 2, and then start feeding the throttle again. Then up here through 3, as we talked about the moraine sweep, you're accelerating uphill and you're quickly into top gear and just blasting it. Now, this battle has been phenomenal. That's Jim Booth in the McDonald's car, and he's got some close company right behind, and that's Mark Montour. And you can see those 4 cars in very close concert right now as they make their way down into turn 3. Nelson chased by Mazik. Remember, he was involved in that Pintarikov. You can see that little bit of damage on that left rear corner. He was able to gather it up and get going again, and Sense has been playing catch-up and has been able to make that happen. Trevor Nelson here sits in 6th place, looking back at Mazik as they make that run. This is that moraine sweep down into 5. Mazik deep on the brakes, and boy, did he get down to the inside once again. And as I said, it's confidence in your braking. Now, Nelson trying to do the over-under move, didn't quite get the run out of there he wanted, and he's not going to get underneath Mazik at this point. As we hop on board with Dave now, taking over that 6th spot, heading into turn 7 right now, and now down into turn 8. One of the, probably the 2nd tightest turn on the track, turn 8. Another downhill braking zone where you go in and you've got to have ultimate confidence. This track, you go from full throttle for such long stretches to hard braking from high speeds. It really puts a toll on both the engine and driveline in terms of lubrication. That Pennzoil Ultra, they're lucky to have that. And then these brakes hanging on like they are late into this racing, it's exceptional. Look at Gilles. I told you, Courtney was going to come after him without having to worry about Hearn, and he has run Gilles down. You can see Gilles had to protect a little bit that time into Canada Corner, into turn 12. This is the exit of 13. There's that runoff road you'll get off on. And here we go, turn 14, hugely important turn, and the white flag is out as Keating is starting his final lap. There's the margin. You just saw that glimpse of young LP Montour, 17 years old, and if he hangs on for this finish, he will better his best finish that he got in the 2nd round at Road Atlanta earlier this year by 1 step on the podium. He's climbing the box right now, and Keating has got enough in hand. And here we go. This is Gilles and Courtney. This battle for the final podium step is immense. Look at Courtney using up every inch of racetrack way over the exit curbs, trying to carry every bit of momentum he can to try and get a run. And this is going to be it. Out of 3, if he was able to keep the line working for him and get that drive. Meanwhile, Keating down into 5. Here's Montour. Well, you know, Montour's thrown everything at this lap right now. And we go back a little bit, and you remember the battling we saw here between Mazik and Nelson. Well, that allowed Booth just in front of these guys in that red McDonald's Viper to actually build a little bit of a margin, and this is why, because these guys are still scrapping. Back on board with Trevor now, who sits in 7th, and Mark Montour behind him in 8th. And Trevor is trying to figure out a way back around Mazik. There's Booth, and it's sitting right now in a nice, comfortable 5th spot at this stage. And then that war for 6th going on behind him up into turn 6 as they make that turn. And again, look at Nelson trying to get underneath Mazik. No, Mazik just deeping it in. And, well, I'll tell you, Nelson is not using all the racetrack on the exit of these turns. He's really improved from Road Atlanta to here in his racecraft and his speed. But if you keep pinching the exits of the corners like that, you're tightening the radius up, and that scrubs speed. And you can see, again, right there, instead of tracking all the way out, he goes mid-track, and that actually eats momentum. And you've got to let those cars have their head all the way through the corner, run out wide, and then set up. And you can see right there a little bit of a margin that Mazik was able to open up. Meanwhile, last time into turn 12, and Ralph Gilles attacking That car was dancing on the front end down through that corner, and up now into turn 13. Courtney not able to do anything at this point. That last corner awaits. We're on the checkered flag lap. Here comes Keating, a remarkable third consecutive win in the first 3 races. Mr. Montour, oh, and a big tank slapper there by Nelson, just trying to keep his speed going. That was the exit of turn 12. Canada corner, it just got away from him, and Schill hangs on, but Courtney in full attack mode got within a car length. But Schill, in his return to the series, completes the podium with a hard-earned and hard-fought third-place finish. Booth comes home in 5th, and Mazik in 6th. Montour will here at 7th right there as a result of that big tank slapper by Nelson, who got away with one in that section of track. Solberger ends up in 9th, and our final finisher and our top celebrity, Darren Prescott. Welcome to the SRT Viper Cup, Darren. Nice job. And with that, so let's take a look at the driver point standings after 3 rounds of the championship. Keating over Booth, Mazik, Montour, and Solberger, with Pintark slipping to 6th with that crash. And Montour, who had a DNF and did not finish in the first round of the championship, he is coming back into this championship as well. Here's the rest: Montour, Mark Montour, the dad, Courtney, Nelson, Eric Galern, not here this weekend, and Dave Decker. So take a look at this shot here. You don't think Ben Keating was driving hard under Montour's pressure? You bet he was, and now he's with Tom Natchez.
Ben Keating, not only am I getting used to you winning SRT Viper Cup races, but that rebel yell started to appeal to me too.
It was a great race, man. First lap, a little craziness with David, and man, LP was right on my tail in that restart. I didn't get the best restart, and you know, golly, somewhere halfway through the restart, I ran a 14.4, 2-minute 14.4 lap, which was way faster than any qualifying, and he was right on my tail. The dude's getting quick, so it ought to be an exciting race tomorrow, but ViperExchange.com will be there.
It's so good to see you win again. Congratulations, Ben Keating.
Thank you.
Man, that's hard work.
I imagine it is. You know, there's research and development, and then there's research and development, and you did both today in a big way.
Big time, and I learned a lot about how hungry these owners are to win. They rode hard and drove hard out there today. It's good.
You know, the whole idea about getting prepared for a race is to set your sights. You know you've got 25 minutes, and then having a big rest in the middle. It's got to upset a professional driver.
Yeah, you know, I was pretty rattled. I saw the whole thing happen in front of me, and I'm really hope Todd and Dave are okay. That's all I could think about, really, even after the second race started. But my mat in my head says to go, get your head in it, go for it, and that's what I did. And I just started doing qualifying laps, and it was a lot of fun.
Ralph Schill, 3rd place here at Road America.
Thank you very much, Tom. Congratulations to our top 3 finishers. Lots of ways to stay in the know on the SRT Viper Cup. You can do it on Twitter at DriveSRT, on Facebook at SRT Viper, or the website drivesrt.com. Do keep in mind, this is the 3rd round of the championship. The 4th round will be right back here at Road America in 1 week's time, so join us then. For Tom Natchez, I'm Greg Kramer. We'll see you then. Take care, everybody.